All right, Dierks. Well, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Congratulations on this record.
Thanks a lot.
I'm going to do something silly first. I was going to save this to the end. We got to talk about your hair first.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I know it's a big music that matters.
Yeah.
But so does your hair.
It does. It's gone through a lot of phases. I think if you had them all lined up, pick different pictures over the years, it'd be kind of a very interesting collage. But you know, some years it's long, and then some years I just get tired of being long, and I just cut it off. And fans of either. They used to be kind of polarized by it. Now I think they're good either way. Hopefully.
They're good either way, but it still gets attention.
It does, yeah. It still gets talked about, but you know, it's just you got in the middle of the summertime, and it's just hot and sweaty, and it's like, man, it doesn't take much for me to just go. Time to cut it all off. So yeah, a few drinks and find some clippers, and it's gone.
There wasn't a bet involved in this, or something?
The first time around there was a bet. This time around it was self-induced.
All right. Speaking of drinks, I got to ask you this about the record. There's bourbon, and there's whiskey, and there's tall boys, and there's cold ones.
Yeah.
There's lots of drinking going on.
There is. I hadn't thought of that. And usually I talk about this record, you know, there's a lot of questions about, obviously, my dad passing away and my son being born, but I love that because I haven't actually talked about that. And that is, there's bourbon in Kentucky, there's a stewardess pouring whiskey and drunk on a plane.
Right.
There's cold ones on the song Back Porch. So yeah, there's a lot of alcohol involved, but I guess as you grow a little older and deal with some of life's circumstances, alcohol plays a key role in that, and it is country music, so
it's true.
That is a common thread in a lot of country songs.
It can lead to tender stuff, but there's also it's also fun. So it has its moment in each of these.
It does, yeah. Bourbon in Kentucky, when you're going to the darker whiskey, that's a pretty brooding, sad song about being so lonesome about somebody that there's not enough bourbon in Kentucky to actually get you past that feeling. And then light beer. Hanging out in the back porch with your buddies on that song, so it definitely different alcohol for different types of moods, I guess.
Sure, and lots of moods on this record. Talk about going into this album, and this seems like a big record, like an important record for you.
It is an important record. You know, I try to just dissect all the little things that are going on when I was making this record, but really it's just a reflection of life. And for me, life right now is really crazy, really full. The record started with my dad. He passed away about a year and a half ago, so that was kind of the initial thing I was kind of writing from, and initial thing when I was looking for songs, that was kind of really the forefront of my mind and my heart. And then, kind of halfway through the process, my wife got pregnant, and we found out we were having our first little boy. So a lot of like new feelings of just gratitude and excitement about that. So there's a lot of range of emotions, and that all kind of finds its way in the record. And I just think it's a reflection of life for me right now. And touring full time, career's doing great. I got a family and 3 kids. You know, it's just like these two worlds colliding, so it creates a lot of good substance for songwriting. Yeah, and there's heartbreak there too. So I know you talk about your heart bleeding when you have to go on the road because of the kids as well. That song, people had just heard the record early. Friends of mine that are hearing it, a lot of them are talking about "Damn These Dreams" because they got a lot of friends got kids, and whether you're traveling for music or just leaving the house to go to work, you know, it's hard when your kid doesn't want you to go. And so people can relate to that song because we all, you know, there's dreams we follow. My dream's music. I love playing music. I love being on the road doing music, but I also love my family, and I want to be really good at both of those two, you know, worlds. And so yeah, it makes a lot of tension there with that. But I try to explain that a little bit in that song, "Damn These Dreams." How proud are you now as a songwriter to be able to get to the point where you could kind of put these things on paper and sing them and have them touch people that way? I tell you, I was just telling someone. You know, when my dad passed away, I was back in Arizona, and I was looking at the sunset, and I was thinking about how we drove across the country in this 1994 Chevy truck that I still have. And you know, the idea started. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to write a song. I was just thinking about that. You know, that I still have that same truck. I still hold on to that truck, and ended up writing a song called "I Hold On." And it started, like I said, real innocent. I wasn't trying to write a hit or anything like that. I didn't work on a record. I was just writing a song. And now to go somewhere and see people singing that song back to me, you know, full volume, just blows my mind. The full life cycle of a song, going from just being a little idea to writing it, to recording it, to making it a record, and hearing it on the radio, to playing it live, and for fans to sing it back to you. It's just that'll never ever get old or tiring. Yeah. What's it gonna be like bringing these new songs in on the road this year? It's been great. I Hold On, I've been playing all year long because I knew fans would resonate with it, whether it was a hit on radio or not. Been doing a song called "Drunk on a Plane" here recently, so that's a fun one to do. I was playing a show in Texas last night. I asked the crowd, you know, who here's ridden a horse? And of course, everyone's like, ah. And I said, who's here has ridden a horse drunk? You know, it's even louder. The response was even louder. And I said, all right, who here has ridden a plane drunk? You know, and so it's been fun kind of to try out these new songs and figure out even the lead-ins, like how do I introduce these songs before I play them? And, so it's good to have new material. the title cut, Riser, that's been a really fun one to do live, and we're going to do that on some TV here next week.
Very cool, very cool. Now we're here in the theater for a reason.
Yeah.
You actually have a film. There's a visual component to this.
There is. Yeah, this is not something I'm really that comfortable with.
Yeah.
This is the third time we've done a screening, one up in Toronto and one in Nashville, and now we're here in LA. Yeah, it was my manager's idea to kind of maybe capture some of the stuff that's going on, because it is, like I said, an interesting time for me if I was ever going to make a home video to document what this lifestyle is like, you know, having a career and having kids. Now would be the time to do it. You know, my dad just passing away, and I'm assuming this new role is kind of the head of the lead captain on the plane, and so there's a lot of grief in that, but just a lot of responsibility and a lot of fun, you know, with the touring. So it's all kind of comes together. You get a chance to see it all in the documentary, and it's like the greatest home video for me ever to have personally. It's a little uncomfortable for it to play out in front of other people, because it goes from the stage to the delivery room. I mean, it's like my whole life in the last 2 years, and but I know my fans would really like it, and that's why we did it, and I look forward to them seeing it and hearing what they think, and giving them a little more with each album.
Mm-hmm. How emotional do you get on a day like this, or when you're singing back an emotional song? How much of that do you probably have every time, because this is real stuff?
I do. I was just singing Riser the other morning on early morning radio, and there's one of the co-hosts, her mom's battling cancer, and the song really is about just being, battling against things and continuing to get back up, and how much you get knocked down, and being a strong person despite the obstacles in your life. And even with my eyes closed, I could tell she was being moved by it, So I was trying to keep my eyes closed so I could finish the song without getting messed up myself. But yeah, it's one thing. These songs, I sing them and I internalize them, and I think about my dad or things in my own life. But when I see fans reacting to them, that's a pretty strong medicine.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, there's a lot of country fans here in LA. It's not just any part of the world. It's everywhere. But someone like me that grew up here in LA, didn't grow up a huge country fan. I've been a country fan. When you're singing about things like deer hunting and about certain things that go on that maybe aren't part of my life, how much of that do you think about when you're writing songs in terms of people that love this because it's a little different, and then the fans that are obviously going to appreciate it because they grew up with this stuff? You're kind of singing into both audiences.
Yeah, well, so I grew up out in Arizona, so the whole southern way of lifestyle wasn't. I was a Western kid, but I thought country music. I thought I grew up in the center of country music, the West. Everyone wore cowboy hats for real reasons, and it was like. So when I moved to Nashville, I was kind of there's this whole other component to country, not just the songs, but there's a lifestyle associated with it, and so to me, country music is about the song. It's not about a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It does get attached to that, but it's really about these great songs that people. Average, everyday, normal people can find, reach into this toolbox of songs and pull out a song that helps them get through a hard day or a hard week or a hard experience, the loss of somebody, or reach into that toolbox and pull out a song that's going to get you pumped up for the weekend and get you, get the tailgating starting.
Right.
So it's that's to me what country music is all about. It goes through different ebbs and flows and different, about different things, and different times. But to me, it's always about great lyrics and great songs, and that's what we try to do with this record.
Yeah. And lastly, this your hopes and dreams for 2014 with this album, with Riser.
Oh yeah.
Where you hope this album takes you now?
Well, I love touring. I love playing live music. There's nothing like live music for me and being on the road. And this year we got our biggest tour ever happening. 2014, the Riser tour, going out with Chris Young and John Party and Chase Rice, and tickets are on sale. We're playing all these major amphitheaters around the country, so it's a huge year for me. It's something I've worked for, I feel like, for 10 years, this one moment to finally get a chance to headline these amphitheaters, so I'm really excited.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Great, Dierks.
Thanks, dude.
Pleasure. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you, guys.
Let's just do something real quick into camera.
Was my jacket squeaking like crazy on you?
No, worse than the popcorn.
It's not.
Popcorn
good.
popping.
This thing is made out of straight pleather, I think. I don't know.
That's cool.
It
All right.
brings a lot.
Let me just turn this
Squeak,
down
squeak,
a
squeak.
second. Here it goes. Just a little.
We were talking about the way over how people might not come because the weather's so nice, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
nice every day. So you're like, for y'all, it's just like,
Yeah, people like to duck into a movie.
yeah, it's like they might want to come inside. Popcorn smells really good.
Smells so good.
Is it paleo?
Not on your diet.
Not on your diet. Oh.